The Galactic Council chamber hummed with the usual procession chatter, a cacophony of clicks, whistles, and translated voices that bounced off the crystalline walls. Jennifer Martinez stood at the entrance, adjusting her crisp diplomatic uniform, watching the sea of alien delegates settle into their designated pods. Beside her, John Chen reviewed his datapad one last time, his fingers trembling slightly. "Ready?" Jennifer asked, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. John nodded, managing a thin smile. "As ready as we'll ever be. First human ambassadors to the Galactic Council. No pressure, right?" They'd rehearsed this moment 1,000 times during the 6-month journey from Sol Station, Earth's debut on the galactic stage, a momentous occasion that would define humanity's place among the stars for generations to come. The chamber doors parted with a soft hiss, and they stepped forward into the vast amphitheater. Thousands of eyes and eye equivalents turned toward them. The Zenthari delegation rustled their feathered crests. The aquatic pelicans shifted in their water-filled spheres. Even the crystalline Vosh dimmed their inner light in what Jennifer had learned was a gesture of attention. Chancellor Moore, a towering reptilian being with scales that shimmered between purple and gold, raised one clawed hand. The chamber fell silent. Honored Delegate Morvik's voice resonated through the translation matrix. "We welcome our newest applicants to the Galactic Council. Ambassadors from ... from..." The Chancellor paused, mandibles clicking in confusion. He consulted his own datapad, tilting his massive head. "Forgive me," Morvik continued, "but your credentials list your species as human from a planet called Earth. However, our cartographic division cannot locate this world in any known system." A ripple of murmurs spread through the chamber. Jennifer felt John tense beside her, but she stepped forward confidently. "Chancellor, our planet orbits a G-type main-sequence star we call Sol, located in the Orion arm of the Milky Way galaxy. Galactic coordinates, yes." "Yes," interrupted Counselor Vex, a crystalline being whose voice chimed like breaking glass. "We have your coordinates. The problem, Ambassador Jennifer, is that according to our records, that region of space is designated as a quarantine zone. Has been for the last 12,000 cycles." The chamber erupted. Delegates rose from their seats, appendages waving, voices raised in alarm and confusion. Jennifer's heart hammered against her ribs, but she held her ground. "Quarantine zone," John whispered urgently. "Jennifer, they never mentioned." "I know," she hissed back. "Let me handle this." Chancellor Morvik struck his resonance staff against the floor, and the chamber gradually quieted. "Explain yourselves, humans. No species emerges from a quarantine zone. Those sectors are death traps, radiation storms, gravitational anomalies, rouge AI swarms. Nothing survives there." Jennifer took a deep breath. This wasn't in the script, but perhaps the truth would serve them better than any rehearsed speech. "Chancellor, honored delegates, we didn't know we were in a quarantine zone. We've been living there for our entire evolutionary history. We call it home." A Pelican delegate's voice bubbled through the speakers. "Impossible. The radiation alone would prevent complex life from developing." And yet, John stepped forward, his earlier nervousness replaced by something fiercer. "Here we stand. We didn't just survive your quarantine zone, we thrived in it. We built civilizations, developed technology, and eventually reached the Starzal while living in conditions you consider uninhabitable." The chamber went deathly silent. Jennifer pressed on. "Earth isn't some paradise world. We evolved under a yellow sun that bombards us with radiation. Our planet's core generates a magnetic field that barely protects us from cosmic rays. We survived ice ages, asteroid impacts, volcanic eruptions, and countless extinction events. We didn't know space could be any different until we left our system and discovered the rest of the galaxy." Counselor Vex's crystalline form pulsed with agitation. "But the rogue AI swarms. The records clearly state we encountered them," Jennifer said flatly. "About 400 years ago. We called them the They came to our system, tried to destroy us. We fought back, and..." Morvik leaned forward, his massive form tense. "We won," John said simply. "It took 50 years of warfare, cost billions of lives, but we dismantled every last one of them. We learned their technology, adapted it, and improved it. The defensive satellites protecting our home system, built from berserker wreckage." The silence that followed was absolute. Jennifer could hear her own heartbeat in her ears. Finally, an elderly Zenthari delegate spoke, her voice barely above a whisper. "You're telling us that you, primitive newcomers, defeated a rogue AI swarm, the same kind that has destroyed 17 council worlds over the past millennium." "We didn't know they were special," Jennifer replied. "To us, they were just another threat. Like the supervolcanoes, the pandemics, the resource wars, we're very good at surviving threats. Chancellor Morvik slowly lowered himself back into his seat. His scales had shifted to a deep blue-and expression Jennifer's briefings hadn't covered. I begin to understand, the Chancellor said quietly, why the universe saw fit to quarantine your region of space. Not to protect you from it, but to protect it from you. John bristled, but Jennifer touched his arm gently. With respect, Chancellor, we didn't come here as conquerors. We came as potential allies. Yes, we're survivors. Yes, we're stubborn. But we're also scientists, artists, explorers, and diplomats. We've spent 4 centuries preparing for this moment, learning everything we could about the galactic community before making contact. We want to join you, learn from you, and yes, contribute what we can. Morvik studied them for a long moment, then looked around the chamber at the assembled delegates. This council must deliberate, but I will say this: any species that can turn a quarantine zone into a thriving civilization, that can defeat rogue AI with primitive technology, and then have the wisdom to approach us peacefully, such a species deserves to be heard. The Chancellor struck his resonance staff once more. We will reconvene in 2 cycles. Ambassadors Jennifer and John, you will remain on this station as our guests while we consider your application. As the session ended and delegates filed out, many cast backward glances at the 2 humans, standing alone in the center of the chamber. Jennifer caught John's eye and saw her own mixture of relief and anxiety reflected there, while John muttered, "That didn't go exactly as planned." Jennifer allowed herself a small smile. "No, but I think we made an impression." Outside the chamber windows, stars glittered in the void, the same stars that had beckoned humanity outward from their quarantined corner of space. Whatever the council decided, Jennifer knew one thing for certain: the galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again, and perhaps, she thought, that was exactly what humanity needed.